From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
It is a bluebird day out there in mid-Michigan. Not a cloud in the sky on our St. John's camera, and plenty of people out and about. If you are heading out, know that it is still a little chilly. This morning we had temperatures near freezing. Now we're back up into the upper 40s as we go into the afternoon. But it's the 40s with a breeze. We are seeing some gusty conditions, winds gusting up towards 25 miles an hour, sustained around 5 to 15. But this wind is something that we're going to continue to see in the forecast. And that's all coming up as 6 News at Noon begins.
WMMS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at Noon.
Now at noon, an investigation underway in Lansing after a 60-year-old man is shot and killed on the city's south side. It is our top story. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kirk Montgomery. Police tell 6 News it happened last night at a townhome on MLK about a mile north of I-96. First responders provided medical attention to the victim before taking him to a local hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Police say those involved in the shooting have been identified and taken into custody. Investigators believe this may have been a domestic situation. Anyone with any information about this homicide is asked to contact the Lansing Police Department or Crime Stoppers. You see both of those phone numbers on your screen. Meanwhile, investigators in East Lansing want more information about a stabbing that sent a teenager to the hospital. Police say early Saturday morning, a fight broke out near the Charles Street garage, resulting in a 17-year-old boy getting stabbed several times. He was rushed to the hospital. He is expected to survive. It is not clear yet if police have identified any suspects or made any arrests, but stay with 6 News as we work to bring you any updates. And new at noon, officials in Napoleon Township say a weekend house fire turned deadly. 76-year-old Sandra Miracle and 50-year-old Susan Miracle were pulled from a burning home in the 6200 block of Brooklyn Road about 1:45 this morning. They were pronounced dead at the scene. The fire required a second crew to help it get it under control. It remains under investigation, and we'll bring you more information just as soon as it becomes available. President Trump has arrived in Tokyo as part of a 5-day trip through Asia. The president met with Japan's emperor today, but the highlight of the trip will be a meeting with the Chinese President Xi Jinping, where the two will be talking trade, tariffs, and TikTok, among other issues. Natalie Brand is here for you now with the latest on the trip.
The landmark Tokyo Tower is lit up red, white, and blue for President Trump's visit. He arrived in Japan today, greeted by the emperor.
A great man. Great man.
Japan's newly elected prime minister will meet President Trump Tuesday. His 3-country trip to Asia began over the weekend in Malaysia. Local performers welcomed President Trump at the airport, and he joined in the dance. He used this first stop to sign separate trade agreements with Malaysia, Thailand, and Cambodia, as well as a peace treaty. But the trade meeting everyone will be watching comes later this week when President Trump meets with Chinese President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of an economic summit in South Korea.
I think we're going to have a successful transaction.
The administration said the U.S. and China have agreed to a framework of a trade deal around key issues, including fentanyl, agriculture, China's restrictions on rare earth minerals, and the sale of TikTok.
I expect we'll have an approval, but I'd rather wait till a couple of days to let you know.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the president's threat of an additional 100% tariff is effectively off the table and signaled China will resume substantial soybean purchases from American farmers. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The Navy's Pacific Fleet says a fighter jet and a helicopter based off the aircraft carrier USS Nimitz both crashed into the South China Sea within 30 minutes of each other. The fleet said in a statement that the 3 crew members of the Seahawk helicopter were rescued and the 2 aviators in the Super Hornet fighter jet ejected and were recovered safely. All 5 from the aircraft that went down on Sunday afternoon are safe and in stable condition. The 2 crashes now under investigation. President Trump said, quote, bad fuel could have been a cause. Road work will soon get underway in Jackson County that may impact your travels. Crews begin making pavement repairs on I-94, which will require one lane and several ramps to close. The Michigan Department of Transportation will close the westbound ramps at the US 127 I-94 interchange in Jackson. There will also be a single lane closure on westbound I-94 at the Airport Road Bridge in conjunction with the westbound ramps to help minimize any traffic backups. This work will wrap up tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. In the meantime, drivers should expect delays and seek alternate routes. Halloween just a few days away. Many parents are getting their children ready to hit the streets for trick-or-treating. But before that happens, the American Red Cross wants to share several tips to keep the holiday full of fun and not fright. The organization says children are more than twice as likely to be hit by a car on Halloween than any other day of the year. So they urge parents to plan routes ahead of time and carry flashlights or glow sticks to stay visible. It also recommends that families should choose light-colored or reflective costumes, use face paint instead of masks that block vision, and stick to sidewalks and crosswalks. And you can find a full list of these safety tips on the American Red Cross website.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We're seeing some nice skies across mid-Michigan, bright blue and only a few clouds from time to time, like over on our Jackson camera and also on the Grand Ledge camera. Still, it's going to be a beautiful day and that sunshine is helping to warm us up. Some spots already getting into the 50s. We're going to continue to see that climb happen here as we head now into the afternoon. Looks like the 40s are still lingering right here around Lansing and farther north. Hastings also just at 47. But you go down south and Adrian's at 53, so pretty good warm up all across the board. Our satellite and radar shows that nothing's really happening. For much of the Midwest, we aren't seeing a lot of activity. It's just when you head over towards western Iowa and Minnesota where you start to pick up some cloud cover and eventually a little bit of rain. Now we have rain in the forecast, just not for today. Sunny skies all across the board, 55 degrees, that high temperature. It's right around average for this time of year. Then as we head overnight tonight, temperatures slip to a little bit below average, seeing the mid to low 30s again. We had some frost across the area this morning, still a possibility for us to develop that again tonight heading into tomorrow morning. Then tomorrow afternoon, why break what's not broken? We have sunshine and temperatures in the mid 50s. Going to be another nice day, but with one addition. That's the wind, around 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting closer to 30. That's going to be a sign of another system that's moving towards us. And for the moment, looks like the rain's going to stay away until we get more towards Thursday. The system tracking over towards the east coast, just kind of sideswiping us with that chance for rain. Better odds for it on the east side of the state than the west side. Then as we go towards Friday, Halloween, we do have the chance for a few lake effect rain showers kind of streaming in as that cooler air moves through. Seeing additional showers possible heading into the weekend with Saturday's rain chances a little bit more likely than what's happening on Friday. As for Halloween, one of my personal favorite holidays, I wonder why with all the cosplaying I do, temperatures will be around 50 degrees, looking like we'll still have that chance for some isolated showers. But the good news is that because it's isolated, it means some spots will still stay dry. So it's just a matter of planning, really, when you head out and if those showers are in your vicinity. As for the temperatures, it's going to get colder. We can see this cool air mass descending down from Canada. That gets here just in time for Halloween. Then as we go through into the next week, it stays here. That warmer air just blocked off towards our west. This is a typical La Nina pattern where we have that cooler air just kind of sliding down more towards the Midwest and East Coast. Now on the 6-day forecast, you'll see what that does to our high temperatures. We're sitting in the mid 50s here for the next 3 days, nice and consistent. Then we slip by about 5 degrees and then we stay consistent again near the 50-degree mark for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. There is one upside to having cloud cover and rain, and it's that our overnight lows don't get quite as cold. That's because we're trapping some of that heat in the atmosphere. So we'll be in the upper 30s rather than the lower 30s. So less of a chance for frost to start the days for the end of this week. Now, if you're planning ahead, if you want to head out on Friday, we just ran that story about you want to make sure that you're visible. Your kids are taking it slow and easy, especially around cars. When it rains, you get worried about visibility, so that's an especially important story for this week.
This is the first time I've seen all of the lows start with a 3. in a long time.
It's descending towards us.
I know.
I'm waiting till a 2 sneaks in.
Yeah, I know. Well, with a forecast like that, people need their coats, right?
Yes.
And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have any coats. So 6 News once again hosting our Coats for the Community Drive, and it started today.
Well, this event will take place all week, and we encourage you, our viewers, to donate new or gently used coats.
Yeah, you can drop off coats right here at our station or at Child and Family Services, Shaheen Chevrolet or Cadillac, 2 Men in a Truck, Carpet Studio, and any participating Berryama's cleaners, and you can donate now through Halloween night.